Almost 2,000 years ago, the Roman Empire was led by a world-class emperor. This was Marcus Aurelius, whose story reads like the pages of a great book. He was not only a ruler of vast territories, but also a philosopher king, his wisdom grounded in reason. And his calm demeanor set him apart in a time of bloody battles and palace intrigues. Think about a leader who not only wielded a sword, but also the power of Stoic philosophy. He led his empire with both strength and intelligence, which marked his rule. By an aura of respect so strong that both allies and enemies, in a world where chaos rules most of the time these days, look to him with respect. It's not straightforward to earn respect. The lessons we can learn from Marcus Aurelius are not just historical notes, but essential tools for anyone who wants to stand out as a leader or just have more power. This video will examine 8 different strategies they use in their daily interactions. Inspired by Marcus, it can make a huge difference in how you demand respect. Shifting not only how people see you, but also how you see yourself. In my own life, I have woven these old strategies into the fabric of my daily life. A first-hand experience of how they can change the way interactions work. In personal relationships, these are more than just ideas. They are actions that individuals take that can make real and sincere changes in your life. Get ready to start. Embark on a journey through time that will equip you for a brighter future, regardless of your desire to take the lead. Keep your composure in challenging situations, or gain more respect if you possess greater authority. The answers are in Marcus Aurelius's Wisdom of Marcus Aurelius. Let's break these codes together. As you enter a world where respect is not required but easily gained. In the world of constant stress, where everything needs to be done quickly, slowing down can be challenging. Despite its seeming counterintuitive nature, there is real strength in deliberate action. The peace of our actions. This idea has been found in Stoic philosophy. Our ability to control our movements demonstrates our mastery of our minds. Seeing highly respected individuals is a true indication of wisdom and balance. If someone has an aura of authority, you'll often notice that their movements are deliberate and well thought out. Think about a skilled chess player who carefully touches each piece while planning their next move. With a cool demeanor, their calm isn't just a sign that they believe in their plan. It's a tactic to instill fear in your enemies by creating the impression of losing control. Similarly, when leaders are present in boardrooms or at public speaking events, move with poise. They call for attention, even in casual social settings. And please understand that this isn't about imitating slow motion. Instead, choose a pace that lets you stay aware and present in all situations. When you're under stress, the difference is between acting without thinking and acting with thought. A business leader shaking hands with a new client slowly sends a silent message of confidence and building trust. More effectively than a rushed, disturbed talk, could calm movements have an effect on more than just our bodies. They also have an effect on our minds. One example is when someone pauses during a negotiation to consider their next move, are often seen as more trustworthy and well-written. This is similar to the Stoic practice of holding back, immediate responses that help people make better decisions and show a level. How to become more sophisticated at handling complex interactions, now including this into your daily life, doesn't need major changes. It all begins with small ones. Something you can do the next time you're in a stressful situation. If you're running late, try slowing down your movements instead of getting upset. Set limits on what you do. Take a deep breath and keep your usual pace. This helps keep your mind clear so you can think about the best thing to do. When you make changes without letting stress get in the way, the effects are stronger. Then one might think that they not only improve how others see you, but also rule yourself is an important part of Stoic philosophy. By controlling your body's movements, you are indirectly teaching your mind how to handle things. Your inside emotional states. This doesn't mean pushing down emotions, but realizing them and going through a filter of peace and control. Is it worth it to choose calm in a world that often equates business with productivity? And choosing what to do is powerful. It sets you apart. As someone who doesn't get overwhelmed easily and who cares about quality and mindfulness in what they do, traits that naturally make people respect and admire you. So as we go through in our busy lives, let's remember that peace of mind is valuable. We not only improve our interactions with the world around us when we follow this Stoic practice, but culture serene. In a world where this double effect ruins our lives, making us not only respected people, but also healthy and balanced people, never forget that the calmest person in a room is often the one in charge, not just over themselves, but often over how things will turn out. Eye contact is like a conversation that doesn't end. It's an exchange that says a lot more than words often do. It's an essential part of communication that does work. People often make connections and understandings while they are looking at each other. When it comes to leadership and respect, contemplating the windows to the soul could be beneficial. The things you should trust and think about when you're having a casual chat with a friend, when you're talking about something important, or when you're in a business meeting, you tend to close your eyes. It's not a coincidence that this happens where you feel most heard and valued. It's a test. Maintaining eye contact is crucial in interpersonal interactions. Keep eye contact. This shows that you are fully present and interested in the interaction, which naturally makes it more likely to happen. This practice fits well when the other person reciprocates with equal respect and attention. Stocking principles that strive for mindfulness and presence. By keeping eye contact, you're using external control to show how you're feeling inside. It's about being fully present in the moment, which is an important trait for anyone who wants to lead. Focusing on what we can control is something that Stoicism teaches us. The way we interact with others through our ZEE is definitely a useful tool. Since we have a common scenario handy, let's use it to show what I mean. What if you're at a networking event and the room is crazy with talks? As you discuss working together, a potential key contact introduces himself. Keeping steady, calm eye contact can help you stand out from people who might look away. Look at their phones or over their shoulders for the next handshake with such full attention. Making the other person feel valued and respected can set the stage for a strong professional relationship. Also, steady eye contact isn't just important in professional settings, it's also crucial in other situations. Even in personal relationships, when friends or family members talk about something close, if you look someone in the eyes while they talk, they may feel supported. Take note that it's a quick and effective way to get close and show that you care. But it's important to remember that making eye contact doesn't mean staring at someone. That doesn't allow for break, which can appear rude or uncomfortable. It's about getting your gaze to be steady, assertive, but not pushy while still inviting. It involves breaking eye contact every once in a while in a natural, thoughtful way to keep the interaction going. Feeling good and comfortable, adding steady eye contact to the way you act every day. It also makes it easier to read and respond to non-verbal cues. People's eyes often say a lot about how they're feeling and reacting. What words might you miss if you do not pay attention to these subtle sentences? Harmonizing your words and actions helps you respond empathetically and effectively. with what the conversation needs and how it makes you feel. Conflict is inevitable, but how you handle it reveals your character and determines what happens by regularly being calm and not reacting during these times. Is not about hiding feelings or looking the same, it's about choosing a response. The Stoics believed that something that fits with your values and serves a constructive purpose was good. That we can absolutely control what other people do or say, but not what they do or say what we do about them. Think of a time when someone yelled at you. When people are angry or frustrated, their first reaction might be to lash out. The intention might have been to raise your voice or lash out in defense, but what if you stopped, went a breath, and replied in a measured tone? To the change in dynamics starts quickly when you don't match the other person's emotional intensity. You calm down the situation and take back control of the interaction. To be able to stay calm in a fight, you need to practice and be aware of yourself. The Stoics often talked about picturing yourself, which was at the heart of their philosophy. No matter how rough the water is, their presence remains constant, akin to a rock in the sea. What the waves around it become when you close your mind. You turn into someone. Whatever it takes to make people aware of or agree with you, you will earn respect and authority from them. One useful way to help yourself be less reactive is to remind yourself that what you did or said did not matter. They aren't personal. They're often a reflection of their own problems, feelings, or thoughts. Sometimes it's easy to feel attacked when a coworker criticizes your work in a mean way, but they don't stop thinking that what they're saying might stem from stress or fear. Let's respond with clarity and professionalism instead of defensiveness. One more example could be in personal relationships. Think about a close friend or partner. Saying something hurtful during an argument, reacting immediately could make the dispute worse, may cause you to say or do things you later feel guilty about. When you choose to take a physical and emotional step back, you give yourself time to think and reply with amnesty and calmness, like, "I know you're angry. Let's talk about this when we're both free." Karma has the power to transform the topic into a solution. Instead of further division, the Stoics also pushed for the use of perspective. Question: will this matter in a week, a month, or a year? This straightforward inquiry frequently alleviates tension and aids in establishing priorities. What truly requires your attention and energy? Numerous conflicts appear to be significant. When viewed through the lens of time, events that transpired in the moment lose their significance. It's not necessary to be passive or avoid conflict in order to stay non-reactive. It's about dealing with disagreements in a smart and planned way. That you keep your attitude sets the tone for the conversation, showing that you are a leader and have emotional intelligence. This method not only helps you resolve conflicts more quickly, but it also improves how other people see you as someone who is skilled, grounded, and smart. There are many ways to connect with other people, and each interaction is a unique chance to do so. Meaningful connections lie in knowing your audience, no matter who you're writing for. Many individuals are engaging in one-on-one conversations or simply exchanging ideas during a team gathering. To get people to do what you want, tailor your approach to the audience. To gain trust and respect, this is not about being fake. It's about meeting people where they are to make sure your message gets through. Picture yourself at a family gathering. If you use too much formal language or technical jargon when you're talking about an important topic, people close to you might tune out or feel alone if you make your ideas too complicated. If you connect them to shared experiences or family values, they're more likely to be interested. You should be able to adapt your speech to the person. This is a skill that can transform not only conversations, but also relationships. The Stoics knew how important it was to communicate with empathy and common sense. They stress how important it is to actively listen and watch others in order to better understand them. Their viewpoint. For example, if you're a coach for a new team member at work, if they are new to the field, take the time to learn about their background and level of experience. On the other hand, break ideas down into simpler terms and ask questions. Discussing the same topic with an experienced professional may lead to more details. Focusing on collaboration over instruction is a beneficial way to get better at adapting. What your audience is nodding along with by looking at their body language and tone. Do they lean in to listen or glance around the room? Do they look confused? These subtle cues can immediately inform you of the understanding of your message, letting you make changes in real time if someone seems disinterested. You could ask, "Does this make sense to you?" Or, "What are your thoughts?" So far, this principle has helped them revive their interest in public speaking. Even more important when talking to a group of students, for example, you may need to use stories for senior executives to keep their attention while you give a presentation. It's possible to ask for clear data-driven insights, but the content doesn't really change. How you frame it does affect how well it lands with your audience. Realizing it's not just what your audience wants is crucial to adapting to them. It's not what you say that matters, but how you say it. A calm, friendly tone might work in a casual talk, but it might be needed to have a firmer, more authoritative tone. When speaking to a group during a crisis, the Stoics believed it was best to observe and reflect. Adapting to current needs and acting accordingly is a timeless principle. Even when things are hard, like when there are disagreements or negotiations, it can make a big difference if you adapt to your audience. For example, let's say you're in a heated debate. If a coworker is talking emotionally, responding with cold logic could make things worse. Instead, say something like, "I can see this is really important to you," to show that you understand how they feel. Can deepen the discussion and make room for a more useful discussion. Respecting others is more important than manipulating your audience. Enough to talk to them in ways that work for them. This method of building trust. It clears up misunderstandings and makes it easier for you to influence and inspire others. By following this Stoic-inspired principle, you show that you are not only emotionally intelligent, but also a promise to build meaningful and respectful relationships. Over time, this adaptability will feel natural to you, giving you power to manage different relationships with grace and efficacy. When you speak, the weight of your words varies depending on various factors. About their conviction, conviction is not just about volume or passion. It means speaking with certainty, clarity, and a firm belief in what you're saying. It's the difference between someone slowly bringing up an idea and someone firmly stating it. Confidence naturally attracts people because it demonstrates their competence in their field. As you think about a time when someone had conviction and how it made you feel, it could have been a teacher explaining a challenging idea or a friend sharing a big thought. They were very sure of themselves, which probably made you believe what they said. The power of conviction is that it not only works, even if you weren't sure at first. It not only enhances the impact of your words, but it also alters the perception that others have of you. And to answer your question, the Stoics knew this deeply. They believed it. They should only speak out when necessary and ensure that their words are based on truth and reason. When you think about it, conviction often comes from being ready and being clear. When you know what you stand for, the things you say have more power. Think about pitching a project at work. Instead of saying, "I think this could be a good idea," try telling them, "This is the solution that will help us reach our goals." Your message's tone and word choice influence how people perceive it, shifting it from being possible to expected. to a definiteness that is much harder to ignore when speaking with conviction, not quitting the talk, or not being able to change your mind. It means presenting your ideas confidently, but also open to other viewpoints in case someone challenges you. From your perspective, pay close attention and maintain the same tone of voice when a colleague speaks. I don't know if this will work as an answer to your concerns, but here's why this method works. Effectiveness demonstrates both trust and respect, which is another important factor. Your body language and tone can make even the most well-thought-out words sound stronger, can lose their power if delivered with hesitation or uncertainty. Prefer to speak steady. Your voice should be calm, with a slight drop in pitch at the end of your sentences. This shows that you have power and responsibility. Pair that with a confident posture. Being tall, maintaining steady eye contact, and using intentional gestures, and your words will hit home even more. Don't forget that conviction isn't just for formal events. For instance, it's an essential component of daily interactions. If a friend asks you for advice and you hesitate, they might not trust you. However, if you respond confidently, even with a statement as simple as, "I believe this is the best choice for you," Stoicism teaches us that conviction can give us peace of mind and clarity. Comes from making sure our words match our beliefs when we really mean what we say. Making things easier for others demonstrates your authenticity. To get people to trust and respect you, it's important to think about yourself. Having clear values and priorities makes leading by example easier. Into your speech, in a world where a lot of voices try to be heard. Being able to speak with conviction is a strong way to stand out. It's not about being the loudest. To be most aggressive, be clear, sure, and unwavering in your message. Whether you're leading a meeting and giving your thoughts or just saying something nice, live your heart out. It's not enough to be heard. You need to be remembered and cared for. What can you say about the way someone talks when their tone is magnetic? How you say something shows confidence, not just what you say. Your audience will get a sense of confidence from a tone that is steady, free, and reassuring. Being sure of what you're talking about and believing in it completely is a skill that anyone can learn. When you do this, it alters how people perceive and respond to you. Try to picture this. You're telling a group about an idea, and your voice wavers a little. Taking a break at the end of sentences, even if you have a great idea. People may question your tone if you don't sound sure of yourself. Imagine delivering the same idea in a calm, clear voice that keeps the volume even and ends each sentence. Convinced individuals not only sound better, but also feel more trustworthy. Towards people who seem certain because it makes them feel confident, the Stoics valued self-control, including communication. They believed it was crucial to control emotions and speak clearly. Purpose. A confident tone shows that you have control and that you're not ruled but are grounded in your message and not by doubt or anxiety. This doesn't mean you need to. A measured, steady tone is often what it takes to be loud or forceful with confidence. Can help more than a voice that is raised. When you talk to a coworker about something they need to work on, give them feedback. If you use a hesitant tone, your message may be clearer and they may pay more attention. You are not sure that the feedback itself, on the other hand, sending the same message. A tone that is firm but not harsh shows both authority and care. For example, "I think you can do better in this area, and here's how." With a steady voice shows that you care about their growth and aren't just lying about their faults. The tone of voice also plays a big part in resolving conflicts. Imagine two people arguing. Their voices intensify as they strive to surpass each other in volume. Now picture someone stepping back into that situation with a serenity that says, Let's take a moment to listen to each other. One word can change the whole sense of the conversation. Being confident in your tone is about both asserting yourself and remaining calm, and the ability to handle chaotic situations, even in personal ones. How you use your tone can make a big difference. Think about how you can help a friend who is having a hard time if you speak sophisticatedly but with confidence. I'm letting you know that you can do this and that I'm here to support you. Your tone by itself can give you a sense of stability and help you build a confident tone. Slow down your speech first. Stabbing your words makes you sound unsure of yourself. Not only does pausing between key points give your audience time to take in your message, but also projects a calmness practice, which lowers your voice a little. When you reach the end of a sentence that conveys certainty and finality, pay close attention. A steady rhythm helps you keep a composed tone while you breathe. Even when you're under a lot of stress, confidence in tone isn't just about sounding good. It's about taking charge of your life and making plans. It shows how you feel inside. What you say lines up perfectly with the Stoic ideal of self-mastery. When you talk in a confident voice, you're not just giving out information, you're building trust. It's important to practice building respect and creating an environment where your words can truly resonate. But it yields amazing results that change not only how people hear you, but also how they remember you and care about you. When used on purpose, silence can be just as powerful as words. Pauses in speech or conversation often have a bigger effect than we think. Your audience will have time to think about the process and look forward to what's coming next. This tool enhances the depth of your communication by improving the sound of your words. The practice of measured thought and free action carries more weight in Stoic philosophy. The emphasis on pauses in our conversations is striking. Take a moment to think about a talented storyteller. They don't rush through their stories. Instead, they pause at important points before showing an interesting turn or teaching an important lesson. That short silence makes people wait and drains their interest. Simply applying the same principle to everyday interactions can enhance the moment. You should be able to explain your ideas, make your point in a meeting, or even tell a joke. When you're talking to someone, a well-placed pause can make your point stronger. It's also a beneficial idea to pause if someone asks you a tough question. Taking a moment to thoughtfully answer shows that you're not stressed out or defensive. This differs from hastily responding without careful consideration, as it may convey uncertainty or even careless. A pause says, "I'm thinking about this straight away." It matters that pauses aren't just about giving people time to absorb. Your words also mean giving yourself time to think. Imagine you're in a debate or negotiation and the discussion is getting hot before jumping in. With a quick reflex, take a deep breath, pause, and then answer that question. Can help you choose words carefully to reflect your goals. This practice is similar to the Stoic way of dealing with situations, with reason and control rather than guilt, even when speaking in public. Where might silence feel off? Pauses are not useful. For example, take a short break after making a key point. Let's assume that you are about to present a strategy to your team. This plan will not only save us time, that moment of silence will also make us 30% more productive. The importance of what you just said is emphasized by giving it time to sink in. You can also show that you're paying attention by pausing when someone finishes talking. Resisting the urge to respond right away shows that you value what they have to say. By pausing for a moment before answering, you show that you are taking the time to see things from their point of view, helping each other trust and understand, even when telling stories or talking in a normal way. taking breaks can lead to more intriguing conversations. Picture telling a story to a group of friends, and just when we thought the rates couldn't get any worse, we heard the sound of thunder, and then there was a moment of silence. Getting your audience more involved in the experience is a simple trick that works amazingly well. Patience is needed to keep people invested in the art of the pause. Being aware of yourself in today's fast-paced world, where conversations often feel like races, is crucial. To see who can speak the last slowing down. On purpose can feel out of place at first, but the benefits are worth it. Pausing lets you talk with clarity, intention, and impact. All the things a confident and thoughtful speaker should have. Power is a tool, and like all tools, how it's used determines how it works. It has the power to create or destroy bridges, inspire or manipulate others. When you use influence wisely, you're not just getting people to do what you want, you're also building respect. The Stoics believed in trust and positive outcomes for everyone. In leading by example and acting according to reason and virtue, their philosophy heavily emphasizes the importance of making wise decisions. Imagine you're in a leadership position. Role at work. You can give tasks to other people and make decisions. You could tell your team to do what you say without question, but what does that do? On the other hand, there is a favorable chance of anger or compliance without real engagement. If you use your power to get people to work together, you can explain why certain tasks are important. You create an environment by asking for input and recognizing contributions. Your influence turns into a force when people feel valued and motivated. For unity and productivity, think about getting a mentor. A mentor has a big impact on the personal and professional growth of their mentees. When a mentor uses that power to guide with positive comments and support, it gives the mentee the tools they need to grow and reach their full potential. Stoics believe that we should act with the greater good in mind and use influence instead of control. To raise others, however, Stoicism teaches us to concentrate on what we can manage, and influence stays in that realm. You can't change how other people react. You can change how you lead and how you present your ideas, though. For example, if you want to promote eco-friendly habits in your neighborhood, showing how you've used those strategies in your life increases your chances of success. People value actions more than words and influences when you tell them what to do. It works best when it's based on authenticity. Let's also talk about influence. The urge to dominate the conversation is strong during conflict and high emotions. It can be challenging to get people to agree on something, but using influence wisely means going back a step. How to help the discussion go into a good ending by listening to all sides. For example, if you disagree with a friend, you could say calmly, "I want to understand your perspective before we move forward," can ease tensions and show your dedication. To the relationship, this approach does not only end the current dispute. However, it also strengthens the bond of mutual respect, which is another dimension of influence. I'm realizing how every decision you make and every action you take will affect other people. Is it possible to have effects on others beyond the current situation? If you're a parent, the way you deal with problems and talk to other people sets an example for your kids. If you're a manager, how do you act when you face problems with your children? Sets the tone for your team. This knowledge is essential for using influence right. An ethical use of influence includes knowing when not to use it. Sometimes the best thing to do is to step back and let someone else lead. Show confidence to encourage growth and new ideas by letting others shine in their skills, which often lead to better relationships and more progress. In the end, being smart about how you use influence means making sure your actions match your values. And think about the health and happiness of the people around you. It's not about control. or personal gain, but about making a good impact that lasts. The Stoics think that real leadership means helping others and being in tune with nature. Today, this means being mindful, moral, and compassionate in how we use our power. When you see influence as a duty instead of a luxury, it changes how you interact with others. You become someone that people stand up to and trust to help them achieve better results. This kind of influence doesn't fade. It leaves a legacy of honesty and knowledge that inspires long after the moment is over. Thank you for joining me today. On this journey through Stoic wisdom and leadership, keep in mind what the real measure is. The strength of our influence doesn't come from how much power we have, but from how honest we are in what we do. Let's try to live in a way that not only earns respect, but also makes people's lives better. Of those around us, if you want to learn more about the Stoic way of life, watch the next video where we talk about how schizophrenia works. What you do every day can change. Thank you for being a part of it, of the way of wisdom. Your attendance and assistance make this group stronger. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Stay smart and calm.